Hello, and welcome back to Broken DIY. I am going to finish the macrame, and hopefully it'll be done by the time I post this. But this project took me a day. It was quote unquote easy, so I got this done for you. Obviously, it'll be in long format. But let's get started. Here, I am trying to take these little staples in the back of this picture frame. I'm using a little paint can opener because of the angle it has, and also it was small enough to fit underneath these staples. I had a flathead, a little crowbar, and they just weren't fitting, so the flathead, no, not the flathead, the can opener, the paint can opener is what worked. And I'm just showing you how, a little bit of struggle, but perseverance, was able to get in there and hook underneath and lift it just enough so I could get my needle nose underneath there. Now, this picture frame, I don't know, and I kind of don't care if this was one of those $1 trillion finds at a thrift store, because if it was really worth anything, someone would want it. And the way I want it is the way I'm going to work on it. Now, I did find some newspaper on the inside. See how there's a giant rip? I was able to pull that out a bit, and I saw that there was just newspaper back there. And it looked very modern, so I highly doubt it's old. But, yeah, it's mine. And I will do with whatever I want with it. Anyways, back to this. Ooh, the marker. I made little arrows on the frame and on this gray section, so that way I know which side this frame is supposed to go in. And like I said, holes. So I got paper and I scuffed it up a bit. That is a strong grit nail file. So it's not. So you can see me pointing at the hole that was there. But that's the only one. The other two did not damage the painting. Strong grit nail file for the back of the paper, just for when I glue it, it will stick. Now, once I opened it and I got close to this, I saw how kind of dirty it was. I think I saw it as soon as I got it, but here I am wiping it down with extremely mild soap and water. This is like a small fabric, so I just lightly damped it and wiped it down. Some gunk did come off of it. And then I tested it on the picture and it seemed okay. So then I overly tested it on the picture and it was definitely not okay. This was paper. And I tested it on a little tiny leaf. You see how there's a leaf on the edge there? I tested it on there and a little bit of color did come up. So I was like, okay, not the paint. So what I did was grab alcohol and I dabbed it wherever I saw extra, just weird streaks. I'm sure you could see them. And I got a Q-tip and I rolled the Q-tip. So not rubbing, but rolled the Q-tip just so whatever was down there could penetrate with a little bit of alcohol. And then I got the cotton swab and I patted. You see how I'm patting there? I did that all over. And I rolled that section down with the swab again. And then I patted with my nail. I kind of scraped the top of the pad with the top of my nail so that it could help absorb whatever gunk was there. But then I stopped doing the rolling thing because I know me and I know that I would start scrubbing and that's bad. So I just figured if I just use the pad and scratch it down on there so that way it could absorb as much gunk as possible. Like I said, I didn't touch the colors. And then I fully dried the section because this is alcohol. It was 91% alcohol. It does dry pretty quickly, but I didn't want the paper to warp again like I had done the first time. Because the first time it was just mild detergent and water. And that's not good, especially not on paper. Now, if this was like acrylic on some sort of canvas, it would be a different story, but this is just straight up paper. Yeah. Now, like I said, I found this at a thrift shop. And it was just magic that I happened to find it. And I knew exactly what I was going to do with it, which you'll see in a minute. And everything about it was just perfect. The size is a major thing, and that was exactly what I needed. And then just the subject matter, it was just too perfect. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy this piece for just years to come. And like I said, if I happen to ruin the value, or some people may not like the motif that it's gonna be transformed into, I'm sorry, but it's hanging in my house and I will love it forever and ever. I just like how fast the alcohol dries up. I like how I was able to pick up some of the stains, maybe not too much of it, and quickly dry it off so I know that it's not gonna one warp. That's the area that I put too much water on, so you can see the warp there. But the rest of it didn't get ruined. The rest of it didn't wrinkle and crinkle and do everything that water does to paper. So I'm happy about that. That's the before. Here's the after. I mean, it looks kind of nice. Now on to the rest of the frame. You'll see here how the little arrows are there. I also did it on that inner frame section. And here I am gluing directly around the circles and then outside frame of the papers. So that way they have two sections of glue. And I'm just using basic Elmer's glue. There's nothing special about this. It's not going to have some sort of structure. It's just mainly so bugs don't get in there, because I did see a few couple things. But do you see? You see what I have? Now, I'm still a firm believer that you shouldn't get these, but when I saw them and my husband offered for me to get some, I was compelled. I'm a hypocrite. Sorry. But I needed a large frame for these. They're huge. And here, me and my husband are discussing what is the best way to align them, adjust them, all of that other ums. And I'm cleaning the frame. That's the thrift store sticker right there. I'm cleaning the glass and squeegee, squeegee, squeegee. Yeah. I'm about to run out of talking space. For some reason, my voice recorder only goes up to 10 minutes. I don't know how to change it, and I don't know how to add different voices together. But I just want to say thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. I'm sorry that I had to collect, well, I didn't collect them, but I purchased caught butterflies. I do feel bad about it. And I'm just very proud at the ending here. So thanks for watching. Bye. I'm going to try it and see if it works. Okay, so here I am taking the extra staples and I'm going to try and restaple this. This part is mainly just so everything can stay together in case you move it around. But I counted how many staples I needed. I cut a little bit more off the thing with the pliers. And then you gently squeeze the first one and you wiggle it around and you go all the way around and you wiggle it just so you can be able to have a working staple without damaging it. The hammering kind of scared me, so I put a pillow underneath. And here it is again, me trying to apply the little stapler, just gentle all the way around. And when I put the staple in and I hammered it just once, I realized the pillow wasn't going to work. So I just took the pillowcase off, put it underneath, and that kind of made me feel better that I wasn't going to completely break the frame. But here I go again, one more time, nice and slow, so you can see that I pry the top, I pry the edge, pry the other edge, and then I gently peel it off. And you have a working staple. Why do I not use the staple gun? Because I am dumb. This is broken DIY. Or I don't know what I'm doing. So, hammer is for some reason much more safer. Like it really is. For me, it really is. Now, one thing I noticed or was afraid of is that the butterflies were going to pop out of the nail and things were going to get messed up inside and I wouldn't be able to open it again. So I lifted it up and looked underneath and I realized inertia was happening because that's witchcraft. Anyways, a butterfly was squishing up against the picture and I noticed where all the staples were and where would be a good spot to put the last staple, which was here. And I called it a day. Didn't want to hammer it anymore. I didn't want things to fall. You see that brown one? Well, you'll see it later. The brown one was getting squished up against the picture. So I put a little bit of wood glue. This is real wood glue. Put the nails back in and voila. Thanks for watching.